The American people will never knowingly adopt socialism, but under the name liberalism, they will adopt every fragment of the socialist program until one day America will be a socialist nation without them knowing what happened. Those words came from 1944 for the six-time socialist candidate for president of the United States. And my fellow Republicans, I am afraid if we don't do a better job, that day is coming. Because who would have thought in 1944, or 1964, or 1984, or 2004, that the United States government would own General Motors, which was a bastion of free enterprise for decades, that they would own Chrysler, that they would take over the largest insurance company in the world, AIG, that they would own 411 banks. They already run Medicaid, they already run Medicare. We all know what a great job they've done with the post office, right? And now healthcare. But it's not just taking over healthcare, it's what they're doing with it. It's a redistribution of income scheme. Don't take my word for it. Senator Backus and Howard Dean gloated after the vote that in part this was a redistribution of income scheme. And this week we got the news of what's really occurring. On April 15th, it's estimated that 47% of Americans paid zero taxes, while the top 10% paid 73%. That's up from 30% in the Bush administration. How did that happen? Because hidden in these Obama bills are rebates to people who didn't pay taxes, or rebates larger than what they paid in taxes. That's not a rebate. If you didn't pay taxes, that's not a rebate. There was a fella on CNN last week, I don't know if you saw him, he said his tax liability was $500, but he got a check from the government for $3,000, so he was $2,500 ahead. Well, I got news for him. It wasn't the government that gave him money, it was the government taking money from somebody else and giving it to him. Folks, we are in an ideological battle here for our lives against the Democrats and the left, with a patronizing, arrogant attitude that they know best for us from the time we're born until we die, and that government is the answer. And then us holding the line, Republicans, conservatives, where we believe in God, Constitution, and freedom. And we believe in individual responsibility, individual initiative, free enterprise. And our philosophy is that of George Washington, who said government is like fire. It is a dangerous servant and a fearful master. So all of us have a question to answer ourselves today. Kathy, Tom, myself, all of you. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit back and do nothing? Are we going to continue as usual in the Republican Party, which I don't think will be adequate, and I'll talk to you about that later? Or are we going to fight like heck? Well, I say we fight like heck. And I'll tell you something, we have to be prepared, because I spent 2 months in Iowa battling the Obama tsunami. And I saw what they had. They outspent us 7-8 to 1. They had 150 paid volunteers, paid people on staff. They had hundreds of volunteers from the morning at night knocking on doors. And we got whooped. And I took back from that experience and said, we are not prepared here in Texas. And we need to be prepared. And we need to have somebody that knows how to do that, because we need to be better prepared organizationally and financially. Folks, I've been fighting for conservatism for 38 years, since I was 14 years old and formed the conservative club at my high school. I want to correct something that the chairman said about being a state chairman. I've been state chairman of 3 different organizations. And I've served on the SREC. I've worked in 57 campaigns. I've done everything you can think of, from walking, knocking on doors, to helping run statewide campaigns. I ran my own business for 20 years, and that's going to come in handy. Why? Because unfortunately our state party is in debt, and it's been in debt for 10 years. 9 years ago at the end, we owed $70,000. This year we owed $624,000. And I've analyzed it, and part of the problem is this. About 75 cents of every dollar given to direct mail and telemarketing goes to the fundraisers and only 25% go to the party. Let me repeat that. 75% of all money goes to the fundraisers, 25 cents goes to the party. I'll be happy to talk to you about how that breaks down later. We have to change that. I have a plan to do it. It's about switching this over to less percentage cost fundraising through individual contributions, dinners, and memberships. And we need to be better organized organizationally. We need a grassroots organization. I've done that my whole life. And finally, I'll leave this with you, thought with you. We have brave men and women fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan for our freedom. They have done everything we've asked. They've always done everything we've asked, and we've let them down before. Shouldn't they have some freedoms back here when they get home? Yeah. Should we let them down again? I say we need to hold the line against any more spending, any more encroachments in our freedoms. Won't you help me hold that line and let us honor those Americans? God bless our troops. God bless Texas. Thank you.